My name is Peter Hartman, and you're watching The Appreciationist, the pre-show. The pre-show starts at 6:45, or it's supposed to, every Wednesday, and it goes until 7 p.m. And that's where you can make sure that your webcam works, that your microphone works, that everything is set up okay. You can also learn the topic of the show, and we make sure that everything is in order. Right now it's 6:58 p.m. Today's show is special because it has to end on time. You know, I know, surprise, surprise, but we'll try to end it on time. We've got a comedy show to get to, so we're going to be starting in just a few moments. So if you are interested in participating with the show, hopefully you followed all the instructions that were in the description of the event. Everybody who did was invited to the show right now. If you're having any difficulty coming onto the show, not just watching, but coming onto the show, all you have to do is go to our meetup page, meetup.com/TLOAMTL. That's TLOA as in the law of attraction. MTL is in Montreal. So meetup.com/TLOA. MTL, and you can just find the event here. It's episode number 66, and at the bottom there's a link. You can click on it, and it'll bring you right into the show, so you can participate with the show. We do it that way because anybody who has that link will be able to come onto the show. We don't want just random people coming on. We want people coming on purpose, so you gotta go find that link there. Otherwise, if you just want to watch the show, you can find us at theappreciationist.com. And I'm expecting that you've already found this because you're watching right now. And if you're watching at a later date, all you have to do is fast forward just a little bit, and the show will begin. Hey there, Alex.
What's up?
How's it going?
Wonderful.
Cool, let me turn this down. Cool, cool. Oh my God, it's so warm in this room. We'll see how that goes. Let's see. Okay, so the invites have been sent. I, of course, forgot my cards. So what were the words? The words were sunshine, no. Cumulus. I can't remember. Oh, I guess we'll just do once. Oh, my phone. I'll be right back.
No.
I need my notes and my jokes. Tom is defending his title today. He won the last Wednesday show, and so today he's going to defend it. He has to do a joke about musical lyrics. So we'll see how well that goes. Let's load this here. So I'm not sure who will be here today. I think only one of our co-hosts can be here, it looks like.
Windows 10 is supposed to come out today?
Yeah, actually I see a notification here saying get Windows 10. But is it too soon to upgrade? I don't know. I never upgrade first.
I'm going to upgrade. I have Windows 8 now anyway, so it can't be worse than that. I'm excited for that Cortana feature, though. That sounds cool.
Oh, I knew it for the Android device phones, but I didn't know it was going to be on the computer. Okay, so Cortana, it's going to be like a Siri for a computer. They're beating Apple to the punch. That's really cool. Oh, I'm kind of jealous now.
Hello.
Hey, baby.
Hi, Peter.
How's it going?
Good, you?
Good, good. It's nice and hot today, huh?
Super hot. I was in the air-conditioned room all day. And then I went outside like 4:45, and it's so hot.
It's a heat wave here. I made the mistake of so I washed this when I got here. I washed my clothes, and now I'm sitting in like dryer heated clothes. I didn't time it very well. So I'm sweating. I'm sweating in places that I can't mention, but I can hint at. Wink, wink. No winking. Okay. So at 7:03, so today's show has to end on time. It has to end at 7:30. I think it's just going to be the two of us, so I think we'll get started. What do you guys think?
Sure.
Okay.
Cool. Do you guys know the topic for today?
Something about the future.
Something about the future. Something about the future. What does your future hold? So we're going to get to that in just a second. Who wants to, so before we start the show, who wants to go first for the moment of appreciation? And who wants to go last?
Last.
Alex goes last. Baby?
I haven't thought of what I appreciate, but
I'll go first then. I'll go
Okay.
first, and then you'll go next, and then Alex will go last. We'll give you some time to think about that.
Okay.
I forgot my cards for the. You don't have to have a moment of appreciation. Just so everybody watching knows, you don't have to have a moment of appreciation. You can just say, I'm appreciating being alive today. That's it. Who cares? And if you're not appreciating being alive today, you can say something else. I don't know. I appreciate that winter's coming. Winter is coming. All my Game of Thrones fans out there. Just a few more weeks of summer. We just have to tolerate summer for a few more weeks. Am I depressing anybody? No? Okay, so we're going to start the show in just 1 second. So I don't have cards for the jokes, so we're just going to find some other way to choose our jokes today. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, are we all set? I don't hear any echo. Everybody looks cool. There we go. Do you guys hear the noise outside here? Because I kept the window open.
No.
Okay, good. So hopefully that'll work.
I got my air conditioner on. Is it noisy?
I don't hear it.
Okay.
Cool. Is it hot where you are, Alex?
My room's always the perfect temperature.
Nice.
Like,
Of course, that's going to be changing, right?
There's a big ass AC in the new place.
Oh, I see. Cool. Cool. There we go. Welcome to The Appreciationist. I'm Peter Hartman. Thank you very much for joining us. In tonight's show, we're talking about what does your future hold? What does your future hold? So we'll get to that in just 1 moment. But before we go on any further, let's introduce our friends in the room. How you guys doing? Alex, thank you for being here. Long time no see. Well, long time no see online here. And our lovely co-host, Betty. Thank you for joining me today. Hey, hey. Valerie is out there somewhere. We're going to wish her well. And Samantha's out there having her group life coaching. And so good luck to her with that. Before we go any further, the most important part of our show is called a moment of appreciation. That's where we look back the past week and we pick out something that we can appreciate, something that we can see value in. It can be something good that happened, that's easy to appreciate. It could be something that wasn't so great, but maybe now you have some perspective, you can see how it has some value. So let's get right to it. I'm the first one here, my moment of appreciation. So, well, I was going to reserve this for my what's for dinner, but I had sushi the other day. Sam treated me to sushi, so that was really cool. I love eating sushi. But in terms of a moment of appreciation, we've been having a blast. I've been having a blast with our leadership training meetups. So we've done 2 so far. One about everything about the law of attraction. It was just a complete, detailed understanding of the law of attraction, which was just a killer blast. And then we had another one, which was how to win arguments and influence people, which was another blast. And honestly, I never thought that people would be. I thought maybe we'd have 5 coming out to our leadership training. You know, it's $10. It's a little hefty. I didn't think people would be coming out, but people were really interested and really excited and really seemed to like it. So I was really happy about the leadership training. I hope to continue it. It's really the next level of our conversation, and it's a lot of fun. And also, I had a drink with my friend Alex. Alex, you treated me to a drink. We went to Irish Embassy downtown, and we had so much fun. Super blast. A little bit of rain, but it was perfect. It was really nice. So thank you, Alex, for that moment of appreciation. That's me. Bailey, do you have time to think? Should I preamble a little more? I can do a little.
Yeah. I thought of a few things.
Cool.
Last weekend, I was able to go shopping. In 1 hour, I got everything I needed.
That's cool. How long does it usually take you?
Well, normally I could kill a whole day shopping. It's about killing time, but this time I needed something, and I was thinking like going shopping for like 2 weeks by the last weekend. So finally I went, and it was good. Yeah, we also had very nice weather last weekend. I almost did nothing, but it was still nice.
You know what? That you just reminded me. We had our social potluck picnic, and that was super awesome. We had such a great turnout.
Oh.
Oh,
I didn't go. Sorry. How was it?
Say again?
How was it?
Oh, it was awesome. It was so much fun. We had great food, great conversation, great people. It was just a super success, super blast. We did miss you. People, like 10 or 12 people were like, "Where's Baby?" No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm just making you feel bad for no reason. Really cool. So, yeah, we did have great weather. Did you get to at least like chill out, hang out, enjoy it a bit, go for a run or something?
I don't remember what I did. I went to the clinic because I had a sore throat again. It was the same problem as 2 months ago, and it came back. So yeah, I spent like a couple hours in the clinic. Oh, my vacation is coming up. I'm taking a week off work next week. I don't know what to do yet, but there's supposed to be something good. Something like camping that I've never done before.
Oh, really awesome. Okay, we're going to look forward to that. That's really cool. Well, awesome. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Vacation coming up. That's really, really cool. Awesome. Alex, what's your moment of appreciation?
Okay. I guess the most obvious one you want to know about is I took a spontaneous train ride to New York over the weekend. I stayed a couple nights, had some New York sort of food. New York bagels are fantastic. I spent the time on the train in a sort of meditative learning sort of state. I managed to make a lot of problems and anxieties seem really hilarious, so that's cool. Hanging out with you was pretty awesome on Monday. That was cool. And I had something else, but I forgot. Too much to appreciate. Oh, I guess, yeah, pretty much locked in, moving somewhere else in October, much bigger, closer to downtown, farther from the old port and work, but 15-minute walk versus the 1-minute walk now. It's 15 times longer, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, when you say it that way, it sounds long, but it's really not that bad. But I mean, look, I think going to a new place is always fun. You know, it's always cool to get that change of scenery, and you're moving to a place that, in your opinion, is better, right? It's bigger, and so you have all these advantages. And you know, like you said, maybe we'll have space to do meetups there, and certainly have a few parties, so that we're looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really cool. Look, excellent moments of appreciation. I really like that. You guys know what's next, right? The joke of the week. So I don't have my words, and I can't remember what the words are. You know, that's how much I've prepared today. So how should we pick the joke of the week? Let's see.
Coin flip.
Coin flip. Coin flip. Okay, a coin flip. So, so I'll give you a little tease about the jokes, and then that'll help us with the coin flip. So let's see here. So the first one is about a New York divorce lawyer. So that'll be heads. And a woman gets on a bus with her baby. That'll be tails. We good with that? Okay.
Yep.
A New York divorce lawyer, that's heads. A woman gets on a bus, that's tails. Heads it is. A New York divorce lawyer. Okay, here we go. Joke of the week. A New York divorce lawyer died and arrived at the pearly gate. St. Peter asked him, "What have you done to merit entrance into heaven?" The lawyer thought a moment and then said, "A week ago, I gave a quarter to a homeless person on the street." St. Peter asked Gabriel to check this out in the record, and after a moment, Gabriel affirmed that this was true. So St. Peter said, "Well, that's fine, but it's not really quite good enough to get you into heaven." The lawyer said, wait, there's more. 3 years ago, I also gave a quarter to a homeless person." St. Peter nodded to Gabriel, and who after a moment nodded back, affirming that this too had been verified. So St. Peter then whispered to Gabriel, "Well, what do you suggest we do with this fellow?" Gabriel gave the lawyer a sidelong glance, then said to Peter, "Let's give him his 50 cents and tell him to go to hell."
Nice.
Oh, lawyers, they always get the butt of the joke, huh? There you go. Well, look, thank you guys for indulging me for my joke of the week. Really quickly, I want to give you guys the What a Great Idea. What a Great Idea is a segment where I point you towards an idea, a product, a service, a website that is deserving of your attention, because whatever we give our attention to becomes a greater part of our experience. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned this, maybe a year ago I mentioned this, but it's something to do with our topic here today, so I thought it might be cool to revisit it. Have you guys ever seen the documentary called The Singularity is Near?
No.
Okay, you definitely want to check it out. It's by so The Singularity is a book that was written by Ray Kurzweil. Right now, he's the lead engineer at Google, and he was part of this documentary that was talking about his idea, his thesis about the singularity is near. So he says that technology is advancing at such a rate that at some point, technology and human beings will collide, will combine, and that we will enter a new age of creation where the distance between your thought and creating will be zip, will be nil. There's so much more to explain about it. It's so cool. It's actually very interesting that it's a scientific person. It's a logical person who is talking about this rapid change. And so if you're ever looking for something to be optimistic about, something to look forward to, please, please, please check out The Singularity is Near. You can find that at singularity.com. Singularity.com. So again, that's Ray Kurzweil. This guy is really cool. He actually, I'll talk to you about that in just a second. So definitely want to check that out. Okay, so it's 7:14. We got about 15 minutes left for our conversation. Look at the kitty there. I really want to talk about it. So it's kind of touching on our future self discussion. And I have a very simple question for you guys, okay? So think about it in a second. I'm going to preamble, but the question is this. Where do you see your life in 5 years? Okay? 5 years it's not too long. It's long enough for a change to happen, but it's not too long that you might not be able to see. So in 5 years, what would you like to see for yourself that you think is like reasonable, that you think is respectable? So 5 years from now, in just one moment, I want you guys to answer that question. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? The reason I ask this question is this. Ray Kurzweil, he says, he's an inventor. Okay, and he's been inventing since he was a kid, and he's really good at it. In fact, he's not only an inventor, he's able to predict the trends of technology, and he's able to predict it because of he's able to create inventions that work for the time that they're made for. And he says this. He says when you're going to invent something, you want to invent it not for the time that you exist in, but for the time when this product will be finished, right? So if you're going to develop a new app, a new phone, a new technology of any kind, you don't want to make it for today. You want to make it for the world that will exist when your product is done. So if it's going to take you 5 years to make your product, you definitely want to envision the world that's going to be around then. Does that make sense? Right? If you're going to invent something, you want to invent it for the world for when it's finished, not when you start. So today we are working on ourselves, we're improving ourselves, we're bettering ourselves. But the question is, once you are complete, once you've reached the level of satisfaction that you're looking for, and you're engaged with the world, what does your future hold? What does your life look like 5 years from now? What are you preparing yourself for 5 years from now? Anybody willing to answer that question, or you want me to go first?
I'll go. Well, I think in 5 years I should be either on a more challenging job or my same company I work for, but more challenging position. And hopefully I get paid more, and hopefully I will have a family. So that's like very common stereotype people of my age, Asians.
Well, that's good. I think that's a good one. So a challenging job and a family. I really like that. And Alex, what about you? Where do you see yourself? What does your future hold 5 years from now?
Well, I want to master the charisma, conversation, etc., because it feels good to make people feel good. And I'd like to work in I want to continue with Toastmasters and public speaking, and I want to see how I can combine what I'm passionate about with public speaking and traveling. So I'd like to be in some kind of position where I can spread a message that's important to me, and I get to travel around, let's say, at least 4 or 5 times a year. And I think that's feasible.
Really cool, really cool. I like that. So challenging yourself, mastering charisma, that's really, really cool. So let me ask you guys this question. So Alex, you mentioned this a little bit, baby. What kind of skills, what kind of information, or what kind of experiences do you need in order to make that reality more likely, right? So if you want a more challenging job, baby, what what skills would you need in order to adopt that job? And if you want to travel around the world and spreading a message, talking to people, what do you have to do in order to make that more likely? Right? So maybe what skills do you think you might need? And Alex, what message might you want to spread? What thing would you like to talk about, for example? Maybe we'll start with you.
I think that would require like a networking skill for me to know more people and know where would be the right place for me to be, or maybe keep on searching for other opportunities and see if there are better fit for me. I know I'm not very good with social networking or stuff like that. I'm just very comfortable with being myself and just try to stay away from the people who are not like me. But I guess that has to change, or I will have to be very lucky.
That's very cool. I really like that. So you're recognizing that, you know, networking, exposing yourself to more information, getting outside of your comfort zone, like Sam likes to say. You know, if you want that 5 years from now, you're going to have to sort of experience a little bit of that, right? Yeah. And so my question to you is, would you be willing to do some of that now? Like start today, start soon, start today learning those networking skills as opposed to waiting.
Well, a few years ago, right after I graduated from school, I had a phase where I had to do the networking. I had to go to recruitment cocktails and meet people and talk about nothing. You know, sometimes it's really talking about nothing. You're just being there and try to be friendly. By being friendly is you're talking to a stranger and assuming you know some stuff, but you have to be modest enough not to be too pushy or to appear too knowledgeable or whatever. And at the end, it's 1 hour or 2 hours of conversation over nothing. Seriously.
Well, look, I completely understand that. Alex, maybe before you answer the question I posed to you, what would you tell her about, you know, how to deal with those boring conversations?
Well, people don't ever remember what you say. They only remember how you make them feel. And if you're just super overly positive when you talk to them, they'll remember you, and people will give you the shirt off their back if you made them feel good. It absolutely doesn't matter what you say. If you just like maintain eye contact, smile, and like inject a little positivity, you can talk about nothing. It's great.
I really like that. So you worry less about what you have to say. Okay, yeah, it's boring conversations, and it's the way you say it. Have you seen the weather out there? You know, you're talking about nothing, but the enthusiasm in which you talked about, that really resonates. I think what do you think about what Alex just said?
Well, I think it's a great idea. I never thought of it that way, but it's so true.
I really like that. So people don't really remember what you say. I do this test with people. I say, you know, 5 minutes from now, could you repeat what I just said? You know, a day from now, would you remember the details? No, they don't remember the details. But what they do remember is how they feel. What they do remember is that small nugget. You know, if you're going into boring conversations and you have something that you can like give, something small that was memorable or something that will impact them emotionally, then I say, you know, boring conversations are a great place to get that done. If you're around a table with 10 boring people and you're the 11th person and you're mildly interesting, then you win. I kind of see it that way. Actually, that's okay. So that's a lot of fun. We're going to talk about that some more. But Alex, okay, so you have to, you know, you see yourself. What message would you be sharing?
I guess I really like some of this stuff. When I first moved here and I talked to some like coworkers and they were like, oh, you know, I know it's so hard to move to a new city and most people stick with friends from like their high school or college days and blah, blah, blah. But through Meetup and my own experiences and finding new channels to just meet people, I want people to go out, and the way that they make new friends, meet new people, build their networks, etc., I want them to sort of realize that there's other ways, especially because you have all these people that are like in arts and stuff, and they, you know, want to be a painter, they want to be a director, they want to be something. It's like, oh no, I have to get some crappy white-collar job, but they have like a lack of how to like converse with the right people, how to find people. So that's something I like, something practical that, you know, I get all the law of attraction stuff, but I want something like real world people can use like tomorrow that totally makes sense, which is why I like that I just got the opportunity a few minutes ago to say what I was thinking. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna continue with the Toastmasters stuff because I love the public speaking, so I'm sure I can integrate stuff together somehow.
That's really cool. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure you can do it. Even the advice that you just gave us here today was actually very, very cool. I really like that. You know, if I have to look into my future, what I want is I want to have the best positive mindset community in all of Canada and United States, okay? Which might mean all of the world, but let's start with North America. I really want to have the best, and I actually think that I can do it. And one of the reasons I can do it is because I don't live in a world with boring conversations. I live in a world where I can make any conversation interesting. And it takes work, it takes effort, it takes appreciating boring people in boring circumstances. But, you know, I know that I can turn any situation into something that's interesting. And I want to teach people how to do that, become more interested in their lives, more interested in themselves, more willing to communicate that to other people. Because the more I hear, the more I can transform conversations from being about complaining about things and more about praising the things that they like, I think the better world that we're going to exist in. And then there are people like Alex who, you know, are crafting their message, who are learning how to do that. And I know that my message was received. You know, I started out with something that I wanted to say. And then as I experienced more and more people, I realized the people themselves filtered my message. Their understanding, their interactions with me, their reactions to what I was saying, they colored and defined my message in a very specific way. And so to create a message, it's not only the desire that you have in your heart, but the willingness to sort of use people to filter that information, right, by having the most amount of experiences, by having the most amount of context, and then paying attention to what results from that, you know. That's where you learn, you know, the best advice I had for me, the most practical and impactful advice I had for me actually didn't work for most people, right? It's surprising what works and what doesn't. And so if you're looking for that practical advice that will transform someone's life and that will really matter, what you have to do is the same thing as what Beatty has to do, the same thing that I have to do. We have to start paying more attention, having more experiences, and loving that experience as best as we can, right? In everything that we're saying, people are involved. And the funny thing to me is that most people in this world are they're kind of boring. They're kind of like not interesting. No offense to all you boring people out there. I'm being mean. I'm in a very mean mood today. No, I'm picking on everybody. But people can be a little boring. But it's up to us, right? It's up to us to make them more interesting. It's up to us to walk into a situation and to walk into a room and to leave, leaving a memory in their minds, you know? And so I take up that challenge. I know Alex has taken up that challenge. I think Beatty's willing to take up that challenge, right?
I don't know. Sometimes I talk to myself like, I feel like I have such a boring life. What should I do about it? I don't know what can I do. So I kind of judge myself that way.
Well, it's funny. I think it's funny because I think if you explained your life to most people, just what we've been hearing on the show for the past weeks doesn't sound boring to me. Right? I see you with a picture with a gun. I see you hiking. I see you going on trips. I see you meeting somebody new, a house full of pets. Like nothing in your life sounds boring to me at all. And it's funny how you see it as like not interesting. But the trick is, if you want your life to be more interesting 5 years from now, if you want something to say when you go into these things, you gotta like make it happen, right? I mean, yeah, you can wait till lightning hits you. I guess that's a pretty good story. Or you can say, what do I find interesting? What would be interesting? And like just go after it, you know, because life I find, you know, life can be kind of ordinary and kind of boring. But the people who have interesting lives aren't people who had interesting things happen to them. It's the people who took what happened to them and made it interesting, right? It's up to you. And honestly, you know, what Alex says, I think is true about our lives. When we look back at our lives, we might not remember all of the details that happened, but we'll remember how we felt. And so I think start there. Start finding the thread of your interest, the thread of your curiosity, the thread of your passion. And I just know that that will lead you to a more interesting life. It will lead you to be a more interesting person and a more memorable. And it must lead you to be a far more effective speaker and a far better message. So let's just pull on those strings. The reason I took this topic for what does your future hold is that I want people to stop waiting for their future to arrive, and start making their future. And if you know you want 5 years from now your life to be this way, then today start it, right? Today plant the seed. Today do those things to make it the life that you want. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I had a couple conversations with random folks today, and one was at a line at an ATM, and I gave a speech yesterday. So these things are happening on a regular enough basis.
Very good. Very cool. Well, Alex, Betty, I want to talk more about this, but I actually do have to run, like literally run. But I got to ask you guys, what's for dinner? What's for dinner is a segment where you tell me something interesting that you ate in the past 7 days, something that you liked that you ate in the past 7 days. I ate sushi. That's my thing. What's your thing?
I'm gonna have fish and carrots.
Fish and carrots. Nice. Alex?
I made ice cream from frozen bananas, almond milk, cinnamon, and peanut butter.
Oh, wow. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds delicious. Well, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining me on this show. I hope it was fun for you. It was fun for me. And I look forward to the next show. Take care, you guys.
Okay, thanks. Thanks,
Bye.
Alex, for the insight. It was
No
helpful.
problem.
And
Take
thanks,
care.
Peter.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. That was definitely very cool. Alex, you really provided us really good insight there. People don't remember what you say. People remember how you feel. We got to remember that. And we got to look out for what Alex does because he's going to be really, really cool out there. And if there are any interesting jobs, you think Beatty might be good for, just let us know. I'm pretty sure she won't wait for 5 years to do it. Just really quickly, what's upcoming for us, July 31st, we have Infinity. That's this Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Ask questions, get answers. It's one of my favorite events to do because it's just your questions. You're the one who is directing it. So come out with your questions. It's going to be downtown at Burritoville at 6:30 p.m. August 1st, we have Exploring the Meaning of Life Events. It's going to be the first community discussion hosted by Elvira, the newest member to our team. So definitely come out and talk about that. August 3rd, we have a newcomers only meetup. It's a community discussion in depth about the law of attraction. So if you've attended 5 meetups or less, you're invited to come out. That is going to be on August 3rd. And of course, tune in next week for another exciting episode of The Appreciationist. Thank you to my guest, Alex. Thank you to our co-host, Beatty. Thank you to Valerie out there and Samantha for all that you guys do. Really looking forward to more. Take care, you guys. Ciao. Gotta run.